used to a kitchen castle and a kitchen trophy. There's a number of different ways you can use him. You can do things like, for example, if this is something that one of my old teammates came up with, Snake. It was actually really clever. When you're typically when you're attacking kitchen trophy, what'll end up happening is the attackers will spend a lot of time trying to get picks on you while you're sitting in the site, and they will wind the clock down pretty fast. And what you can do as castle is castle that doorway between A and dining room, which will basically, most of the time they've used the majority of their utility before they actually get into dining. So even if they clear out the defender holding in dining coming from a lobby attack, they sometimes can't actually get through that castle in the A doorway, and they can't get the bomb plant down in time. It's worked a couple of times. It's hilarious. But most commonly from a castle, we'll see castle doorway on, as you can see there, where we saw it in the lobby to dining room doorway, and you know, usually they'll just double up on that, but looks like he's going to be putting some of them on upstairs instead.
Yeah, we've seen a hold up here before in the past where they'll actually use the castle wall to get the L wall here. We've seen it here so they can kind of protect themselves from the flank of L, or from the library. But we still don't see the rest of the castle walls. He's putting up one now, which is right on the master bedroom.
Yeah. They're using a lot of utility up here. Impact grenades, reinforcements, castles, and ooh, that one didn't work. That's unfortunate. But yeah, no, it's an interesting way to hold this from PENTA. They're trying to deny the attackers what you typically see from attackers here, which is take control of above, open up, and shoot them in their positions as they try and turtle in the site, which PENTA's trying to work completely around that just by holding above in the first place. It typically doesn't work. There's too many long angles for the attackers to utilize, but we'll see if they can make it work.
I've actually never known that you could rappel upside like that.
Yeah.
Like Blackbeard did.
Yep.
So with that, he's on top of the balcony where we'll typically see a support operator or someone trying to hold the flank, but I think Zoronic's making his way in here in just a moment. We already hear a little bit of gunfire going on downstairs.
It's interesting that they decided to put PENTA as the roamer in the library. He has a holographic scope, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult for him to challenge those long angles from there.
We saw that. We saw Jaeger playing, or Fabian playing Jaeger, got blinded, ended up dropping downstairs into the connector between the fireplace and dining hall. We still have smokers upstairs. Been very hurt though. Fry just was able to down Blackbeard. I'm not sorry, was able to down Thermite, but can't go in for the final kill. I think he's going to wait for Blackbeard to make a push in.
Yep.
There it is. He's able to pick up his own teammate outside on the balcony of the office.
PENTA's done a really good job so far this round. We're only a minute left in the round, and they have thus far denied Playing Ducks access to the upstairs. This is really important. You know, they haven't lost anyone. They've got a little bit of HP down, but they're holding their own here. If PENTA can't actually, or Playing Ducks can't actually force out this control, PENTA's going to take this round.
And we actually see Ash trying to hold the side, but Fry's going to push on out, get Meepy. Zoronic's going to push on in, though, and get Fry for the trade. We still have Castle over in Library, but will stay inside of L-shaped Hall. He's now looking at Panics. Will land the headshot onto him and will be killed in the process, though. It's now Elms picking off the trade. A 3-on-3 right now, 20 seconds left to go. No Thermite to open up the hatch, and Diffuser is now in the hands of Elms. Taking a look over here at Blackbeard. Zoronic gets down as he pushes inside of Trophy. Pengu just holding the nice angle right there. It's all up to Ash. 10 seconds left to go, and she will be killed off by Eunice as she pushes in towards the dining hall.
So that's an excellent round from PENTA. I have to hand it to them. The way they ended up playing that, it locked out the defenders from the upstairs, which forced them to choose engagements that they really didn't want to take. Typically what the attackers will do is, like I said, they'll try and take above, they'll open up, they'll pick off the defenders as they defend the site, and because PENTA denied that, they had to readjust and then force their way in. You saw they forced their way into dining, they forced their way into the trophy window, and they're just going to get picked off as they're doing that. There's no, you can't really address those angles easily as an attacker. That's why you go above. So that was an excellent round from PENTA, and hopefully we're going to see from Playing Ducks on that next round, or next attack there, a little bit more of an adjustment or a forceful hand with that upstairs take.
Yeah, seeing as how Castle was able to stay upstairs in the library for the whole time made me think like they either knew he was there and just saying we don't need to go after him, or they didn't fully drone out and kind of formulate their plan around the top floor.
Well, it seems like they were to me, it seemed like they were really just stalling out with the smoke in the bathroom, and they couldn't really force their way into Master or Office fast enough. And in the end, they got down to the last 30 seconds, and they just had to push their way in forcefully, and it just didn't work out for them. They did get that pick, though, so on smoke.
They did, and here is similar setup. We're going to see downstairs.
This is almost identical.
Very similar. However, it looks like Elms might be going for a peek out here. He's going to pre-open that door out towards the balcony.
Oh, this is dangerous. Let's see if it works out for him, though. Oh, no. Okay, so what he's trying to do here is he's trying to hold that ladder. It's a little bit more... It's kind of difficult for an attacker to get the angle on this window, I suppose. It works a little bit better on the library ladder, but this one, I guess you can do just as well.
And we've got Zeronic on the other side here, trying to look at the ladder going up towards the balcony of Master Bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Zeronic will be droned out as he gets rid of the drone. Now we have Capital's the only one right now trying to push upstairs. He's repelled outside on the balcony, opened up the doorway, trying to shoot through the wall, but giving away his position a little bit, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, no, I'm interested to see how PENTA's going to take this, because obviously they just used this defense. Are they going to try and fall into the same, or are they going to fall into the same trap that Playing Ducks is, whereby they try and address upstairs, waste so much time and resources that they can't actually take the site? Or are they going to instead notice that there are a bunch of defenders upstairs, notably both of their 3 armors, and just try and take it from Dining, for example?
Mm-hmm. Now, Elms is looking at the ladder that Blackbeard was just moving to, but I think he thought better. Decides to go over towards the kitchen window. Keeping an eye here on Eunice, who's now decided he's going to get off of the balcony of that master bedroom, push on over towards the lobby, that main lobby, and we'll have to see where he goes from now. Fry will drone out Rook, and now he's going to be pushing into the fireplace. Nade's going to go down, going to break the castle wall, hopefully. At least that's his expectation, but he throws it a little bit too far under the door. 1 nade wasted.
If there's 2 castles, okay.
Still can't get it down. Fabian able to get the shot onto Elms. They will trade each other. Zeronic is docked, though. He's going to pick himself up and try to go after Eunice, who's made his way into the master bedroom. Now Zeronic was able to finish off the kill of who he downed, but right behind him inside of Master, he knows that there's someone there. He hears the hitting of the door. He's waiting for it to be opened up all the way, but it will be picked off as Blackbeard pushes on into the office window. And now here we have the 3 remaining defenders. One of them is down. Panix is down here in the trophy room, and Meepy inside a kitchen. They're holding the angles. There's 45 seconds left to go. And it looks as though Augie will finish off Enemy. So,
yeah, they have a lot more time left here on the attack. 35 seconds, but that's plenty in a 2v4. Penta's probably just going to try and force this out.
Looks as though they just might. We have...
And there's that castle barricade between A and Dining. That actually might end up screwing them.
But here we have Meepy inside the kitchen going to lay off the first gas grenade, and they've got 15 seconds. This is exactly what you were talking about. They can't push on in. They have to go into the hallway where we're going to see Panix come around for the flank. Pre-fires, pickups 1. Pengu's going to team kill his own teammate. Capital's going to push on in, cannot find Panix in time. 5 seconds left to go, and it's all up to Blackbeard. He gets inside. He's going to plant. 2 seconds left to go. He decides he's going to go for the shots. He lands for it. Does not get any of them, and Pengu just ain't able to get it down.
So, Bloodbath, remember when I talked about that castle barricade between Dining and A?
I want to say you talked about it at some point in today's cast. I mean, it's been so long since you talked about it, I have no idea when it actually happened.
So that's what I'm talking about, though. That was really good play from Playing Ducks, but honestly, it was better play from Penta. It almost seemed as if they got cheated out of that round. They saw the way that Playing Ducks was trying to hold that, and they addressed it because it was pretty much the same way that they held it, right? Mm-hmm. And they addressed it accordingly.
Almost the exact.
Yeah, almost the exact. And they addressed it accordingly. They forced it out. They didn't waste any time, unlike Playing Ducks, and they really got aggressive. They had the initiative. They had the advantage, the 4 versus 2, and everything was in their favor until they come into Dining. 35 seconds left, and oh boy, look at that. There's a castle barricade. And now we have to funnel ourselves down this hallway, get caught in a crossfire, and end up team killing, and it's just a whole mess. So yeah, that.
Well, they did have a sledge, didn't they, or was that a Thatcher?
No, they did not have a sledge. I'm pretty sure that was a Thatcher.
Okay, I just remember seeing the SAS.
If they did have a sledge, I think they may have, and I think he died.
Okay, because there were 4 attackers.
He was fighting with Doc earlier.
That's right. They downed each other. Unfortunately, that was the one thing they needed to push on in, and Doc just shining like a star, finishing it off.
Yep. But But yeah, no, now we're going to be moving down to a basement defense. Now, it's worth noting that obviously both defenses have won. So there's going to be a very, very varied first map coming out from Penta versus Playing Ducks. I'm interested to see how they handle a basement defense, because Penta on that first defense, they rocked the socks off Playing Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because, to me, because Playing Ducks knew what they were dealing with, obviously, because they used it themselves. So I'm not sure how they didn't address it better. They kind of fell into the trap.
Ooh, Doc goes for an aggressive peek onto Zeronic, and he's able to land the headshots and finish him off.
Yeah. As you can see there on Zeronic's shield, he would have gotten headshotted, but oh, he's Blackbeard.
And with that, we will have, I believe that was, I want to say Panix was able to drone out Junis up top. Enemy right outside the window. Junis is looking. Will enemy get off his drone and try to pop in through the window? 2 minutes left to go, only 1/3 of the round underway. Let's take a quick look over here at Blackbeard, who's now gotten out of the game room and looking towards the snowmobile garage.
Now you can see here, this is a bar attack from Playing Ducks. They're going to try and open up that drop down. They're going to open up this snowmobile wall, and they're just going to try and lay down some crossfire for a plant. And they have the advantage here, 2 men down from Penta already. Notably, very important also, their Doc is out of the picture. That's a lot of HP. And Jaeger, I don't even know if they know he's down. Oh, there it is.
There he is. Enemy finally finishes him off. Valkyrie goes for an aggressive peek and will also be killed by enemy. And as I say that, I think Pengu might have stolen the kill. No, he didn't.
You know, I'm a little worried about Pensa here. They're getting extremely aggressive, almost freakishly slow. Freakishly so. It's kind of unnecessary. They are defending basement. It's more of a turtle sight.
Valkyrie was able to get down the stairs, but she's nowhere near help. Her other 2 teammates are stuck inside a winery at the moment.
It's unfortunate that that Doc got picked off so early, because it would be a 4v4 right now if he hadn't.
And now Meepy finally able to finish off the downed Valkyrie. And we have Sledge on the fireplace stairs working his way down. We've got a nice angle from Fry, though, holding on to it. He's going to pre-fire the wall a little bit. Not going to hit Sledge just yet. But the bullets will go flying. Incendiary arrows will go out. Pengu has just a very tight angle. Going to try to rush out, shoot the windows, or shoot the wall, but not going to land any shots. Gas grenade goes. Does the plank go down? Thermite's inside. He's right by the trash cans, but will be caught in the smoke. Tries to back out.
Wow, that's a lucky Thermite.
Little health left on Thermite, left to go. 15 seconds remaining, but all of the members of Playing Ducks will die, and it's going to be, I'm sorry, all the members of Penta will die. Playing Ducks will take that round.
Yeah. That was a really good attack from Playing Ducks, a good bar attack. I'm a little worried for Penta there because they got extremely aggressive. I understand why they might have thought they needed to do that. When you have the drop open, when you have the snowmobile garage wall open, there's not a lot of places you can hide as a defender. I get it. And trying to play those long angles from the wine cellar outside in, trying to challenge a Blackbeard like that. It's not a fun time. So I get why they were getting aggressive, but at the same time, it just seemed to be in all the wrong places. They were trying to take on the attackers frontally, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, I think after you lose one very early on, then you lose another within the same 30 seconds, it might be time to recall and kind of hold down the bunker.
Right. And here now we're going to see Playing Ducks' version of the basement defense. I'm interested to see their interpretation. Is it going to be the same as what we saw from Penta, which is just, atypical basement defense, but with a little bit more roamer, a little bit more aggression? Or are we going to see from them a little bit more conservative? They will be doing what it looks like they're going to be doing the same when it comes to, ooh, interesting. Now they're going to be reinforcing the big garage and muting it.
Looks as though they definitely don't want a wine push, and I think this is where they're trying to make that statement, to hold it down, say, all right, we're not going to give you this garage for free.
Do you think that they're going to have somebody actually play in there, or are they just going to leave that?
I want to say they will, just for the fact that all they have to do is just come in the side door. I mean, you don't need to blow that wall open.
Yeah, I'm guessing that Panix is probably, he's going to play in here. That makes sense based upon, okay. I'm not really sure about this, though, because here's the thing, is now he's completely cut off from his team. I understand the necessity of holding that, to deny the long angle after you open up the big wall, or even just deny the big wall in general. But at the same time, it's extremely dangerous. It puts a lot on Panix to not die.
Oh, and Aga will be spotted on her own cam. So Is Thermite going to push on in or have someone else push in for her? It looks as though most of the attackers are outside of the lobby pushing into Trophy and Kitchen.
Yeah.
Have opened up the drop hatch. C4 will go out from the mute downstairs, picks off Junis from outside. That is Capital just biting the bullet right there.
That's a lot of utility off the table with Capital gone. That's some good positioning as it turns out from Panics. Turns out it's a great idea to play down here.
I mean, he was droned out, so he might be able to retreat, but Pengu, I was going to say Pengu was at that door, but he's moved on over to the snowmobile garage.
It looks like they're going to be switching up to a snowmobile take. I'm not sure if they're going to couple in with this drop down on the bar, because they don't really have the time for it. Now, that's a little dangerous. When you don't actually open up the bar, just the snowmobile, that leaves you with one hard angle. Well, more than one, but really just one general point of contention. And as an attacker, without that crossfire that you get from the bar drop, it leaves you with very few options. Of course, I could be wrong. They could be trying to get the drop too in just a second here, but we'll find out.
Yeah, they've got 60 seconds and left to do it, and there's no more roamers up top. They've all retreated back downstairs after that first kill, and with that, they know, all right, we have to go for the shots here.
So they're getting a little lucky here that the fact that Playing Ducks is playing so conservative. They really could have bitten the dust there. Forcing their way into lobby like that without any time to drone it out thoroughly, it's very dangerous. They're, again, lucky that Playing Ducks isn't playing aggressive like Penta was.
Ooh, and Fabian's just got droned out as he comes upstairs, but we'll have to see here. Now Pengu pushing on into the garage. He doesn't have diffuser though. Buck's got the diffuser, pushing on down the main stairs. Fabian picks up the kill into enemy. It's now a 3-on-4, 20 seconds left to go, and Fry still needs to get diffuser down, but the flank from Panics is able to get the shots on. Ellen's also finishing off Fabian. It is now all up to Blackbeard. He's inside a connector, diffuser nowhere in sight, one dead body at his feet. Zorana coming in from the back stairs. Panics is now on the other side, and Winery gonna try to get the shots. Meepy has also been injured. 5 seconds left to go. Pengu just cannot get this done, and it's going to be Playing Ducks with the round one as Panics picks up the kill into Pengu. Playing Ducks 3-1 at the moment.
That's a good good 3K from Panics there. He had really good positioning. Always kind of the thorn in the side of the attackers, forcing them to go where they didn't really want to go. You saw at the beginning of the round there, they were trying to set up for a Hawaiian attack, but Panics was like, nope, nope, nope. And then they adjusted, and Panics accordingly went around, went for the flank, and they didn't have the time to clear for those roamers. So he ended up getting a successful flank off. And the lockout on the Blackbeard at the end there was just really icing on the cake for him, I guess. But that was a great round for Panics, manipulating the attackers, forcing them to go where they didn't want to go.
Yeah, I like how Playing Ducks held that bottom floor.
Yep.
It was very nice, very different. I mean, we haven't necessarily seen someone inside the snowmobile or inside of the big garage.
Yeah.
The C4 was key there from Panics, though.
See, the thing is about that hold, you saw the aggression from Panics, but it was sideways aggression. It was sidestepping. It was, you know, I'm going to stab you in the back. You know, I'm going to reach my arm around and stab you in the back. That's what Panics was doing, and that's how you're supposed to roam. It's beautiful. But what you saw from, and it was the right amount of aggression. On the contrast, what you saw from Penta on that same defense hold was they were trying to take every fight. They were trying to force their way into getting kills, and you can't do that as a defender onto an attacker. These guys have rifles, shields in front of their faces. It's not something that you're not going to win that engagement, so you really shouldn't take it. Yeah, no, it's just Playing Ducks seeming to have a better understanding of that for that round. Now, obviously, sometimes what can happen with these teams is they can get into this mentality of, I need to fight them, I need to win this engagement, and it's a bad mentality to have, but we've all been there.
Yeah, and we're going to see a similar hold from Penta here at the top floor that they held last time.
Yeah.
Bomb is inside of the kitchen and trophy, as we've seen. Is Ironic going to try to make a push up here?
This is kind of dangerous. There's probably somebody watching the top of those stairs.
I want to say there's Fabian. He was just getting droned out. Shots from Ash, though. Not going to land onto Fabian. Fabian's able to get the Ash down, but not out. And she will crawl to her feet, hopefully being rezzed by one of her teammates. There it is.
Yep. Now, the great thing about being downed is after you have been downed, you can fall from that distance without actually being killed. So you can go ahead and fall to safety and let one of your teammates pick you up at the bottom of that ladder. Now, this is interesting from Playing Ducks. We're seeing pretty much the same exact attack we saw here last time, and it worked out for Penta that time. They are stalling out. They are taking too much time to take above. And it's a little dangerous.
And so Fabian, I think, thinks better of it. Got the AOK from his team to fall back onto site.
Yep.
But Aiga still over here, not droned out, not detected, or at least no one cares about him over here inside the library. We still have Pengu, though. I'm sorry, not Pengu, it is Fry. Fry's inside of the bathroom like he was last time, stalling as much as possible. Playing Ducks is going to have to get him out here. Now there's
go ahead.
There's a minute 15 on the clock, though. The push is going to come in. Fry's going to pick up one. He looks on over to the other side. Capital's going to push in and finally down him, and that's Fry being finished off by Panics. Now with that, Playing Ducks has control of the top floor, but Castle is still on those back stairs.
Yeah. Now that's some good aggression from the attackers, but again, we're getting, it's pretty late in the round for right now.
We see, I believe that is Fabian over in Dining, holding the close angle onto Enemy. Enemy will be cautious first and drone it out. He now spots Fabian. He's going to push in just a moment. Who's going to get the upper hand, Fabian or Enemy? I think, oh, right there. Sledge is not able to land the shots, though, but Fabian, I believe he downed the individual that fell. That was Panics. Will be picked up, though. 20 seconds left to go on the clock. Panics going to make the push in first. Downs him, but will be taken out by Jaeger. Looking on at Enemy. He's able to get the shots. Moves on in. Pengu, though, to get the trade. Now we all are up to Pengu, who dies in the process, taking out Thermite. Junis and Meepy traded off. It is now up to Blackbeard, who will be finished off by Aiga, coming in for the flank. Nice job with the flank there, Castle.
Okay, so Playing Ducks, we saw pretty much the same exact thing that we saw from them last round on this particular attack. A little bit more aggression, a little bit more initiative there on that attack, but at the same time, they wasted entirely too much time dancing with the roamers up there. And in the end, it ended up biting them in the butt because they had the same amount of players. They could have taken the site. They just didn't have enough man advantage and not enough time to take it slowly and methodically. And they had to force their way in. And whenever you get to that point where you have to force your way in, when you don't have enough time to really think about your attack and address the defenders, rightfully, then it just devolves into a skill battle, into an aim battle. And Penta came out on top in this case.
I almost feel like, seeing as how Penta has been so top-heavy with their roams on this bomb site, it's almost worth pushing from trophy window, trying to get the lobby wall opened up here, and just bomb rushing the trophy.
Well, you know how my team used to address defense like this, and it really super duper simple, super duper easy, and it worked almost every time. You stick a guy, if you could go up one floor for me real quick, go to the left there a little bit. You stick a guy on this giant balcony right here. You to the left.
Oh,
yeah, the main lobby balcony.
Gotcha.
You stick a guy on the main lobby balcony, you open up those windows, you hold the flank with this guy, and then everyone else just pretty much makes their way through the main lobby door. It's really simple. All it takes is, put your Blackbeard in the front, have him win the engagement with the guy on Dining, and then, oh, look at that, you have control of the site. It's really, really not that hard.
And we're seeing a similar hold here by both of the 3 armor operators, Doc and Rook, both playing up top in the office and bathroom. Now, they're attack operators. They're not the attack operators. The support operators, the ones that are going to do the majority of the killing, some would say, are going to be downstairs on site. Zeronic takes quite a bit of damage, but since he's Doc, he's going to heal himself back up just a bit with 2 of his stims.
It would have been probably better if he had his teammate down him there, save one of the stims, and have the same amount of HP or thereabouts. Because then he can get picked up and then Doc himself again, and then he'll be at 90 HP instead of using 2 to get the same result.
Yeah, and as that, we will have both of them drop. Both Rook and Doc will fall off the site. Now,
interesting that they just kind of forfeited upstairs.
They did. I think they took a little bit too much damage and just said, let's not go for it.
But that's going to put Penta in a really good position, especially since they have a buck, and there's that pick on the Doc.
Yeah, so opens up the floor, able to get the shots onto him. We're going to have Elms, though, inside of inside of the dining hall, trying to get away from the buck holes that are being made right above him. Pengu's going to drone out the rest of the top floor, getting rid of anyone that might be inside a library. Not going to see anyone. Aiga on top of the master bedroom balcony, as Buck is also going to open up the drop hatch right in front of him. June is inside the office. He spots the castle wall that stopped them from getting this round last time.
They have too much time to let that be a bother this time.
But they don't have a sledge.
Yeah, but they should be fine. Even if they have to go down the hallway, they're not going to be super rushed this time. They've got a whole minute left and a man advantage at this
Nade
point.
comes out from Junis. He spots the foot of Rook, tries to get it, and he lands the kill down. That's 2 kills for Junis this round. It's a 5-on-3, just under a minute left to go. Fry's still covering for the flank from those back stairs, doesn't spot anybody, and Junis is going to drop inside as Blackbeard's already there. They know the castle wall's there. I think they're going to get the nade down this time. See if Junis can finally get it killed. There it goes, blown up to bits. Junis picks up his 3rd kill as I move right off of him. Ega's looking in through that kitchen window. And now the last 2 defenders. One's coming around for the flank. He's coming up right behind Junis. Lands the shotgun, but enemy picks off Junis. I'm sorry, no, that's Ega picks off Panics over in Trophy. It's now all up to enemy. Last one alive will not get the shots on the Buck as he gets sideswiped from the main lobby.
You know, what I saw from Playing Ducks there was it looks like they got a little bit scared. And they kind of betrayed their own line of thought with that defense. Now, what they're thinking, what both teams here are thinking with that upstairs or defending upstairs hard like that, investing so much utility up there, is we're going to be able to waste the majority of the round dancing with the attackers upstairs. And if we're not going to be able to do that, we're going to die trying. And it seemed kind of like they gave up on that without unnecessarily. They had their positions. They took some damage, but he healed it right back.
Yeah.
They really could have stayed up there, wasted another minute at least, or even gotten a couple picks, traded some kills out, and they probably would have had a better go at this round. But since they allowed the attackers to position above them with this particular defense, the way that the thought process is, they were betraying themselves and allowing the attackers to just shoot, rain hell down upon them. So it's kind of sad to see there. I think they got a little scared, a little startled. There's a lot at stake today. This is the day of deciding who will be going to the playoffs, and all of these teams, or almost all of these teams, have a chance. So
yeah, I mean, both of these teams are sitting right now at 11 points apiece in 2nd and 3rd place. So the winner, if you can secure 3 points in this game, whether it's Penta, whether it's Playing Ducks, if you can support or gain 3 points in this series, they will be going to land. Yeah.
Almost guaranteed. So again, I think the stakes may have gotten to their heads a little bit there, and they fell off a little bit too early, which is sad to see. Now here, Penta, are we going to see the same amount of aggression that we saw from them last time? Are they just going to go and try and force out the angles, or are they going to learn from their mistakes, get a little bit more conservative, and pull back on the throttle? Oh, and there's the throttle.
Yeah, I think we just saw them try to push it into overdrive. Now Eunice doesn't get, or he got spotted, doesn't get the drone killed. Tried to pre-fire that game room window where Blackbeard sits right there. He will pay the price, though, as he gets down to about 20 health.
Blackbeard got a little bit lit up there, too.
He is very much injured. Might have even lost one of his shields. But as we take a look, the defenders are now all on site. Junis gets finished, or gets down, not out by his own teammate. Will be picked up to have 50 health instead of the 20 in which Blackbeard forced him down to. Keeping an eye on Thermite. He's going to finish droning out, make sure there's no roamers, no lurkers or anywhere. But I believe we might have seen Junis going for another peek on the fireplace. Oh, enemy spots him, though. He's going to realize, I should probably go backstairs, but he goes for the flick! Right down on the enemy who pushed in a little too early, landing the shots onto Sledge. Now he's going to pre-fire the bar wall because he hears the drop hatch getting opened up. Doesn't get anyone just yet, though. Over half the round to go, 1:40. We are going to see the attackers start to make their push as they open up the drop hatch inside bar, and we're going to have to see here what else is going to get opened up. They know they're bandit swapping. Smoke grenades are going to go out. Fabian is like, what's happening here? I thought it was flashbangs, thought it might have been a real grenade, but smokes, I can deal with smokes. So taking a quick look, what's going to happen here? We've got Panics trying to throw a nade. This is where you would want to use the incendiary arrow, correct?
You could use an incendiary arrow, but honestly, he can bandit it even if you do. The radius of the arrow isn't.
Oh, the double kill! Panics eliminating himself and his teammate.
So that's that round over.
That is not looking good at all. With 50 seconds left to go, it's a 5-on-2. You've already got your Blackbeard severely hurt. He's down to 50. Ega's on the back stairs, but Blackbeard able to pick off the kill onto her. Will be traded off, though, from Junis, who got all the way upstairs for the flank. He will come up behind Thermite, but Thermite looks through the stairs, finishes him off. That's a 2K for Meepy. He's got to get 3 more to get the win here. 30 seconds to do it. He's going to push on in. Gas grenade's going to hold that off. He picks up the third kill. Could this be the clutch here that Playing Ducks needs? Meepy's picked up 3. He's got 2 more to go. He doesn't know what to do now. He's got to go back upstairs 15 seconds. I think he's going to go into bar, drop through the hatch, see what he might be able to get because that gas grenade is stopping any push from those back stairs. Meepy will push on in. He's going to drop, but we've got Rook holding the angle. He dies before his feet even hit the ground. It's going to be Penta winning that game.
Yep. A little bit too much time wasted from Playing Ducks. Good dancing from Penta. Really crazy aggression, but they force it in and then they pull it back, and it's working out for them, I guess. You saw there from... Honestly, though, like that round came down to a simple mistake. The grenade accidentally didn't go in, and it ended up costing them 2 attackers. So, yeah, that round was pretty much decided at that moment.
Yeah, and unfortunately... I want to say that Capital Era might have done a better job than the nade thrown there.
Oh, yeah, it would have done a better job. It wouldn't have denied the bandit, though. That's the thing, is the radius of Capital Area from there, you can still place a bandit without being in that fire. Anyway, now we're going to be seeing a defense from Playing Ducks on Trophy again. Now, what are we going to see from them? Are they going to actually commit to holding upstairs, or are they going to falter again and fall back too quickly?
It is match point for Penta, so if Penta can secure this attack round, they'll gain at least 1 point and deny the perfect entry, or the guaranteed entry into land for Playing Ducks.
Yep.
So we're going to see, again, a very similar top hold. Barbed wire, castle walls being opened up. I mean... It
almost seems counterproductive to invest so much in holding this upstairs. You can hold Trophy in other ways, and honestly, this seems kind of a foolhardy investment to me, but it has been working out for Penta, so we'll see if Playing Ducks can make it work.
Yeah, we saw Valkyrie actually run out top on that main balcony above the fireplace lobby. Was able to get 1 cam out without being detected. Whether or not it's going to stay there for the round and give some intel, we'll have to figure out and wait and see. But here, instead of Smoke playing inside the bathroom, we're going to see Zeronic playing Jaeger.
That's an interesting mix-up. Smoke did a lot of work up here last round, and it ended up last defense from Penta up there, so it ended up helping them. I think they're actually, see what they did is they rotated out their dock for a Jaeger, and I understand it, I guess, for more flexibility, but again, they've pretty much forfeited. Yeah, they just forfeited.
They forfeit without even a fight at all.
They just invested half of their utility, practically almost half of their utility in Office Master and Bathroom, and then they just left it on 2 minutes.
So the only reason I can think of this is to slow them down a little bit, but that's a lot of utility to force them to slow down.
Yeah. But the thing is if you put a man there behind all that stuff, behind all those reinforcements, those castles and those impact grenades, if you put a man there with a gun and he can shoot at the attackers as they try to come in, then you're wasting not only more time, but you can probably get a couple picks. It's not that complicated.
See, now here's what I actually like, because last time Castle came in for a flank, or Valkyrie was the one who came in for the flank, and she did it by going to the basement, dropping, coming back around.
Yep.
And this is exactly what it looks like Jaeger and Rook have decided to do. They were at the top paired together. They're now down at the bottom paired together.
It's interesting that Rook is the operator of choice for that sort of operation going down into the basement. Kind of going to be complicated. If the attackers just decide to push into the site, it's going to be hard for them to rotate back.
Let's take a quick look at where all the defenders and attackers are going to be pushing from. We've got 2 of them. One looks like Fabian's inside of the fireplace with Blackbeard. Now, is she going to push on in? She's got it opened up. She's going to utilize the Ash Charge to get rid of the barbed wire. They can make a push in later on. She's still very cautious of that flank, though. Pengu's going to lead the way into Dining Hall. But right next to him is enemies. Downs him and finishes him off. Gets the double kill as Ellums picks up the kill into Fry. It's now all up to Thermite. Thermite's nowhere near the diffuser as Meepy picks it off with the SMG-11. Playing Ducks, showing that they don't need to hold the top in order to get the win. Great job.
That's interesting from Penta because it seemed like they kind of just gave up on taking control of above and decided to try and force out the lobby. Without the appropriate push out there, they just lost the shotgun holding the 90-degree angle. I guess they didn't drone it out thoroughly enough. But all they had to do that round really was just, drone up upstairs, realize there's nobody defending it anymore. At 2 minutes, they were all gone, and start opening up holes, start picking off the defenders. I'm not sure why they chose to go through the lobby.
Yeah, that 90-degree angle can easily be taken away by Sledge or Buck, whoever wants to open up the floor.
Either which, yeah, and it could be anyone, and it doesn't even have to be that. You could come around the corner quickly with the pre-fire, and no matter what shotgun you're using, you're not going to be able to win that engagement. But they just, I guess they didn't have the intel, or they didn't take their time. Now the thing is, they had like 40 seconds left in the round when they were all dying there. So I would have liked to see from Penta just a little bit more patience. Take all of the time in the round to win. Use your entire canvas.
That's one of the things I will say about playing Blackbeard. What I've noticed is I'm a lot more cautious with Blackbeard than with any other operator when I go to turn around a corner. Because you don't want to turn too much, but you want to turn enough you can actually see all the entire, you can survey the entire room you're pushing into. But in that case, they just didn't look far enough, and Valkyrie was able to get the upper hand.
Yeah. Now, also, when you're doing that slow survey, as a Blackbeard especially, your barrel's sticking out there. Someone with a rifle, sure, they're going to be at a disadvantage. They're not going to be able to win that engagement no matter how long you take to get onto them. Someone with a shotgun, he's going to break your shield in one shot, and the next shot's going to hit you in the face. Yep. So and especially at that elevation, there's not a whole lot he could have done there. Again, it really just came down to he should have.
Ooh, quick shot from Pengu, and he's going to land it right onto Zeronic, getting rid of the Sledge. Another Agasm, or Aga, will finish off enemy.
Yeah, looks like Playing Ducks just tried to just rush, and that's not going to work. Penta's too alert for that. This is probably, come on, guys.
June is picking up a triple kill. Able to get the last three as they just funnel right into the trophy room.
Playing Ducks was relying on Penta investing too much time in their upstairs defense establishment. So they were trying to get into trophy before the people who were upstairs using their impact grenades, using their reinforcements, managed to make their way down. And you saw in the middle of the round when the first attacker came through that window, Penta made the call, and everyone establishing themselves upstairs immediately dropped what they were doing and started rushing downstairs to hold that window. And as you saw from the communication from Penta, ended up winning them that round. And only one barrel is needed. Only one gun is needed to hold that window from however many attackers for whatever period of time. It's just such an easy shot. It's not going to work.
And so with that, that will be Penta taking the first round of overtime, again going to match point.
Yep.
It's 5-4 at the moment. Playing Ducks down behind by 2. They're going to have to win the next defense and attack round if they want to get the point for today.
Now, Playing Ducks, they have seemingly learned from their mistakes within some sort of capacity here. They've decided, okay, we can't hold the kitchen. All right, fine, no problem. We're not sure what the problem is at this moment. But what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to mix it up. We're going to go somewhere that we know we can, we have more of a chance at least of holding. And this is a good plan from Playing Ducks. I really hope it works out for them. It did work out for them last time.
Oh, not going to work out for him this time. Rook goes for an aggressive peek. Fry is there to get the shots onto him.
Yeah, that's an interesting spawn peek. That's been a number of teams I've seen actually experiment with. But to be honest, spawn peeks 4 or 5. Come on, guys. This is this is the match right here. You don't want to be risking it like that. You should just probably, play conservatively. You don't need to be spawn peeking here.
And Panics though, still inside of the garage. He's got to hold it down.
Penta knows though. Last time Penta lost a lot of people to Panics down here. Had to adjust their attack. Panics, they're not gonna waste time with him this time. They're gonna probably try and force him out.
Yeah, you can see him just shoulder peeking the doorway of that car, so that he can easily throw a C4. He's already got it primed and ready to go, waiting for some notification someone might be above him to get another kill. Now, keeping an eye on Buck. I believe Buck's going to be the one to open up the floor. C4 from Panics. Where's it going to land? There it goes, one. There it is, and that will land onto Fry, and now he's going to retreat back on site. He's very cautious of the door, sees it still closed off, gets the drone before he goes all the way back onto site, under cover of his teammate.
Yeah, that's unfortunate from Penta. It seemed like they were trying to apply a lot of pressure to him. They knew he was there, but they didn't put anyone to watch his retreat, and as such, he got away clean with a free kill.
Now, Blackbeard has managed to get out of the trophy room and pushed on over to the external kitchen stairs. He's got one more hit on the door before it goes all the way open. Tries to land the shots on a Meepy. Hurts him, but doesn't get him down just yet. He knows Meepy's there, though. He's able to see him and get the shots. Now, Now we're taking a look at Iga. He's going to finish droning him out, calls out one in closet, one behind the table. And now Iga might be pushing on in. Junis, though, able to pick up the 1 kill onto Panics. Now the Mute just finishes off after getting killed. He's going to pre-fire the wall, tries to get Meepy, but will be downed and killed in the process over here by, I believe, might have been his own teammate. No, Zoronic able to get the shots onto Junis. Now it's a 3-on-3, 50 seconds left to go. Looking for the shots onto Blackbeard. Very tight angle he's holding there. Will Blackbeard get the upper hand?
I think that's Thermite.
Oh, it is Thermite, sorry.
Yeah, no, Penta's getting stalled out here on this attack. Now, Playing Ducks is playing this a lot different than what most defensive teams would play it. They'd mostly just reinforce those walls and try and turtle and deny them access to Thermite in through the wall. But they're playing it for the long angle, and it's working out for them so far.
So gas grenades are going to go. 20 seconds remaining. Thermite has actually dropped the diffuser and doesn't hold it anymore. But Fabian pushes on in, will be killed off. Enemy, though, able to get one. Zoronic picks up the shot on the Pengu, and Meepy letting down the final kill on to Ash.
So the mix-up from Playing Ducks here really paying off for them. They decided, like I said earlier, they knew they weren't winning the kitchen. They said, okay, we won't try to defend kitchen anymore. We're going to go ahead and we're going to try to defend basement. And now they have the advantage. They're going to be attacking Wine Cellar. I think this has worked for them before, but I think they've also lost one of these attacks. Yeah, they lost one of the attacks because of a grenade, but the first one, when they didn't have that simple mistake, they ended up winning. So, Playing Ducks, moment of truth. Will you be able to not grenade 2 of your attack teammates this round and pull it off?
All right, so it is the final round between these two teams in this first map. We still have one more map after this. This is the first map. Second map will be on Clubhouse. But, I mean, we've seen some different strategies here between the two teams, especially holding kitchen and trophy.
Yeah, we've definitely seen some varied strategies. Like I said there, on that last defense round from Playing Ducks, they played it counter to what I expect to see most of the time. They played it extremely open. They utilized the long angles. Now, generally speaking, it's ill-advised. But because Panics applied so much pressure in the big garage, it forced the attackers to rush into something that they weren't really expecting. You know, Panic's causing that panic and forcing Penta into, you know, something they're not comfortable with. Ended up working out for them. Now, I really want to see if we're gonna see aggressive Penta, who's gonna get picked off, or if we're gonna see conservative Penta, who's gonna hold the site, play it safe, and win the round.
Yeah, we're seeing 2 roamers upstairs. It looks like it's gonna be Jaeger and Valkyrie, Iga, and I believe that was Junis. Yeah, so they're both up here. I'm curious if we're going to see the attackers try to push him out, or if they're just going to negate that and just say, okay, we're going to go for snowmobile or go for wine and cover our backs.
The way Junis is playing here, it's looking like he's going to try and deny the balcony, and also, I would guess, look for the flank onto those playing, if they're trying to attack Wine Cellar. But we're not going to be seeing a Wine Cellar attack from from Playing Ducks here. We're going to be seeing a bar/snowmobile attack. Which is counter to the roamer, counter to Junis's roam.
Now, I'm curious if they were able to drone out the top floor, because right above this drop hatch you have the wooden balcony here.
They have not spent enough time, enough resources in getting rid of Iga here, because if Iga is given the opportunity, he's going to C4 that hatch and come down on the attackers as they're addressing the bar hatch, and that's going to completely demolish their attack. I'm a little worried here about this.
So here
but most of them are invested in taking out the snowmobile garage right now.
Now we're going to see Panics go for round 2, tosses one nade in and is like, I'm going to back out of here.
He got it.
He does get it, but is Fabian going to land it down? Second nade goes in. It's going to, ooh, barely made it in though. And still doesn't destroy the barbed wire, but the incendiary arrow hurts Fabian just a little bit.
Yeah, and I think they don't have any options left. They're going to have to adjust, and it looks like they're going to go for a wine take now. I would, without the... Nope. It looks like they're just going to do a stairs/bar take.
Now, Iga hurt herself a little bit as she opened up the drop hatch, but Blackbeard took quite a bit of damage from Junis upstairs. This is what you were talking about, him holding that balcony.
Yep.
And now he's gotten the distraction down. He's moving on over into kitchen, going for a different level peak here.
They don't have a lot of options right now, 47 seconds.
Ooh, he lands a shot onto Thermite. It's now a 5-on-4, 40 seconds left to go. They're going to be pushing into the window again. June is taking more ghost shots through the smoke. Doesn't land him, though. Iga still upstairs inside of the back stairwell hallway by display. What is he looking to do here? Oh, and another kill from Junis, and he also hurts Blackbeard just a little. He finishes off Blackbeard and hurts Capital. Iga will finish off Panics, though, as he rushes around towards the main stairs. Now Elms is inside, but Junis pops on down, and it will get Elms. It is Penta taking round 1 as Fry finishes off Enemy.
Yep. No, that was a good round from Penta, but honestly, it was just a worse round from Playing Ducks. I want to give credit to Penta, but at the same time, Playing Ducks making some of the most similar mistakes to what they made on the last basement attack. It seems like, and I'm going to be honest here, if Playing Ducks just invested a little bit more time, went into some dry runs, and practice getting into that snowmobile, if they just invested, you know, an hour or 2 as a team, all 5 of them, practicing getting into that snowmobile garage, they probably would have won both of those attacks on the basement, and they would have taken away this match.
I think, as we predicted at the start, these are 2 very capable teams, two teams that are very likely to go to LAN. And we saw why. I mean, they went 6-5 here on Chalet. They had very good strats, each able to counteract each other and try to adapt to each other. But it looks like it was Penta that came out on top.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest. It really came down to simple mistakes, simple mistakes, and ones that I've seen before from. And it's not like I'm not saying a pro team can't make this. You know, it really I've seen plenty of pro teams make the same exact mistake. So it really just comes down to investing the time in the little things.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the highlights from this game here. So this game was just played on Chalet. Let's take a look at those highlights because we did see a lot of really nice shots here.
Yep. And here's that round with the castle barricade, funneling the attackers down into B and just not giving them any options. A 2v, I think it was a 2v5.
Yeah, it was a 2v4.
It was a 2v4?
Sledge was the one that was killed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And the aggression from Penta not paying off for them here, and
Fabian just downing Ash right outside. Nice flick.
That defense from Fabian and Freaky, it really worked out from them there because you know, they actually stayed upstairs. They invested all that utility in holding upstairs, and then they stayed up there. They didn't just give up on it at 2 minutes.
Yeah, and there's the flank from Enemy. Was able to get Capital, but Buck in the main lobby finishes him off.
Oh.
There was that flick from Junis.
That was
very
beautiful.
Nice flick. And unfortunately, there's the nade that just sealed it for that round.
Poor guys.
Ducks.
Invest in the little things.
There's that last C4 from Panics trying to hold onto the basement. That was their last successful round.
Yeah. It seemed almost like Panics was really kind of solo carrying them through some of those defense rounds, bringing them, you know, that really good backstabbing roamer that you need to have on Chalet. And that's what Chalet is. It's a work around the attackers kind of map.
So with that, we are on our second map, Clubhouse, between these 2 teams. If Penta can secure this round, they'll get 3 points for today and 100% make it into the finals for LAN.
Yeah.
But if Playing Ducks can win this, they'll each get 1 point. They'll be tied with Sisu. It'll be a 3-way tie to first place, or to potential first place. We'll have to see how it gets played out because it is Sisu and Yunctus playing right after this, and that is the 1st and 4th place teams at the moment.
Yeah. And this is Clubhouse we're talking about here. This is a little bit more of a strat-heavy map. Chalet, a very strat-heavy map, but Clubhouse even more so. This is pretty much ones and zeros when it comes down to who's actually going to be winning these attacks and defenses. So we'll see who can manage their numbers a little bit better and whose strategies are going to come out on top.
Now, we are seeing a typical, I'll call it typical, but the operators that we saw last round. We're seeing a Doc and Rook combo, which we haven't seen too much of recently. We've seen one or the other, and then they'll pick up either a Castle or a Pulse or a Bandit. But we don't see too many teams picking off both.
It really depends on the site you're defending. When it comes to a basement hold, I mean, yeah, you could bring a castle here, and it actually can be extremely useful. But sometimes what you really just need is HP, and that's what you get when you have a Rook and a Doc. You're gonna get down from nades instead of killed, and then you're also, when you get downed, oh, guess who's gonna be picking you up? A Doc. So it gives the defenders a lot of options. It really just comes down to preference, though. You can make it work with a castle here, which instead of allowing you to pick yourself back up again, what it will do is force the attackers to waste extra utility and time on those castle barricades. But, you know, it again, comes down to preference of the teams and the strategies that you're going to be employing.
And we see all defenders on site, so there's not going to be as much roaming as we saw last game.
Well, I mean, typically you don't see any roamers on the basement.
Definitely.
The problem is you can just get locked out so easily, and the attackers will hunt you down. When you see a roamer on a basement, you know, sometimes when I played, for example, Season 2 one time, Canadian, what he would do is he sat behind the bar and got 3 kills, I think, as a Valkyrie. Just popped up behind the bar. No one expected him to be there. No one bothered to drone it because, like I said, you don't see roamers in the basement. So if you see them, it's it's a surprise.
Mm-hmm. But it looks as though Playing Ducks is not going to take any chances if they finish droning out top floor and main floor. Mm-hmm. We will begin the push downstairs. So here we have the drop hatch and bar getting opened up. That's the one right above the motorcycle or memorial hall.
Yep. Very typical drop to be opening. It is kind of a little bit, I would say the meta with the bar attack is kind of, or well, a moto drop slash church wall attack, which it seems, no, wait, they've got the stock drop open too. Oh, this is interesting. They're trying to pinch church here.
So right here, Panics thought he had someone behind his drone when his drone got killed. Utilizes a nade, doesn't get the kill because there's no one there. I'm curious if he's just going to be pushing down in or he's just holding the angle so Blackbeard can move on up. But keeping a close eye here on enemy who's in bar. He'll get on his drone as well. Try to get some intel for Ash. And they see the gas grenade pre-planted, ready to go and ready to blow. Zeronic's finally making his way down the garage tunnel. And Thermite is on his drone once more. 50 seconds left to go. It's a 5-on-5. Let's see how the defense is going to hold on to it.
Fabian's ready.
Ooh, Pengu picks up the first shot, though, as he's Rook looking down the garage hall. Blackbeard.
That was through the gap.
I think that was the pixel angle there. Iga able to get the shots onto Elms. It's now a 5-on-3. Looks as if they all have dropped through motorcycle and come down the main stairs. Enemy tosses in one nade, but the gas grenade is going to hold off the push. With that, we've got Thermite picking off one kill. Meepy from the bottom of the main stairs tries to land another, but it's going to be Fabian there looking through the angle. Panics pushing on in. Junis, though, able to take the long peek right onto Panics, finishes him off. Enemy's going to push on in, but Junis might get a second kill there. No, Junis, or enemy denies it, but the drop shot from Fry will finish him off. It's now all up to Meepy, 1-on-2, but the peek around from the stairs, or from the armory, finishes off Meepy. Fabian with the final kill there.
So the attackers, what they were trying to do there, seemingly, is they were trying to take control of blue, or utility as it's some people call it, and they were trying to pincer church by bringing, shooting the guys who were playing in church from blue, and then bringing the rest of the players in through the moto doorway. But what ended up happening is their guys who were trying to aggress on blue, they lost their engagements. They got picked off, and because of that, it was just a frontal assault. And when you're dealing with a frontal assault through one doorway, it's just too easy for the defenders to all stick their guns in that direction and win the engagement after engagement. Even though they did trade a couple kills out, you're not going to win that as an attacker. That's interesting.
That's a little odd. I was just seeing that the use of impact grenades to get rid of all of the majority of the boxes in this shelving here.
Yeah, I'd like to see if what their actual I'd like to hear what their thought process is behind that, why they're actually doing that. I understand that it might make it a little bit easier for you to challenge it, but at the same time, it's going to make it just as easy for the attackers to challenge it. So are we talking about, like, are they going to actually use that to try and shoot someone who's opening up above in kitchen, or what's the plan with that?
Yeah, we'll have to stay tuned and keep an eye on that. But now we're seeing the castle instead of the dock, and this is what you were talking about earlier about being able to deny some pushes, possibly trap them in if they can't come down the ladder of garage.
Well, it's really just going to waste some utility, like some grenades or some ash charges. As you can see, Penta doesn't have a sledge, so that's a lot of explosives you're going to be using. Oh, Panix is going to be... Okay, so what he's doing here, he's going to lay down 11 melee hits. That way, when the attacker's coming down that hallway, all he has to do, and it looks like he's going to be playing in Moto, when they're coming down that hallway, all he has to do is melee it once, and then he has an instant shot onto anyone playing in the hallway. That means, typically speaking, when you have that castle there, what an attacker will be thinking is, oh, well, that's great. I can just plant my thermite charge on the church wall free, and I don't have to worry about a defender coming through that castle barricade because it's a castle barricade. But Panix thought of that, and he's going to try and utilize that, assuming Iga is going to be going for the church wall, which it doesn't look like he will be. It looks like he's going to be doing the same exact thing. I'm guessing he's going to get the bar drop after this. So, yeah.
I feel as though putting the Claymore on the ladder might be a little bit more
Yeah,
effective.
probably. But he's trying to save some time, I guess.
He is, I guess. But Enemy and Elums each picking up a kill of their own right onto Blackbeard and Ash. That's going to hinder the attackers drastically, as there is only Bug, Capital, and Thermite left alive.
Yep, and it looks like Buck is doing your typical Buck on an attack for basement. He's going to be opening up in the kitchen. Now, this can sometimes be dangerous, obviously, with the danger of C4.
Whoa, and he tries to open the floor, spots Rook, but Elums is there to just finish him off. Spots one more, but will be picked off. June is landing the final shots onto Elums. It's now a 4-on-2. Diffuser in the hands over here by Iga, who's managed to make his way down.
Yeah.
This is that one hit there, and it gets opened up. Panic's able to get the shots as he wasn't expecting the door to get opened up so easily. That's why you do it, and there it is. Panic's picking off the second kill. Great job by Castle Play right there.
So, as you saw there, Iga, he saw through what Panix was trying to do. He saw he was trying to utilize that to his advantage with the 11 hits already on the door, but it didn't end up working out for him anyway. He was in the middle of that melee animation when Panix peeked him. You saw him trying to ADS on him, but you just can't get that. You can't get it fast enough off because the game is still you're still in the melee animation. You don't have any options. You can't aim down on him. But I'm not sure what happened from Penta there on that attack. It seemed like they were getting picked off before they were even getting near the site. Where did those two guys die? To the roof?
I didn't get a chance to see where Blackbeard or Ash met their fate, but it was simultaneously kills.
I'm guessing what was happening there is they were trying to push down into blue, and they got picked off maybe through the pixel spot that we saw that pick earlier on, or something along those lines. But regardless of that, we're seeing exactly what we expect to see. Both of the basement defenses were successful, and now we're going Penta. They're bringing it to the bar defense. Now this is where the game gets really interesting. If Penta can hold the bar, that puts them in a huge leg up against playing Ducks, because a bar attack is one of the easier things on this site. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we are seeing them fortify and kind of barricade up the stripper wall or stripper hall.
You know, this is interesting. From both teams on Chalet, we saw them extend themselves more than we normally would. We saw them try and hold above. It's not typical on a trophy hold. And now we're seeing them extend themselves again. It seems like both of these guys, or both these teams, are in a meta of, okay, let's try and take control of as much as possible on defense. And you know, I'm interested to see if it'll work out for them on this particular site, because bar is a very large site. When you're extending yourself like this, you leave so many options for the attackers. You've got 2 people in strip. That means there's only 3 people to hold the rest of the map.
See, if you're able to drone out and say that there's 2 inside a strip, would you then adjust your attack and go for stock and garage?
That's what I would likely do, yeah. But here's the thing. There are angles, actually, from strip. You can see all the way into stock and garage. So if Penta are smart, they will have someone ready to set up those angles. And it doesn't look like they have any walls in strip, or in pool wall yet, or any holes in pool wall yet. So they can't actually establish those angles. But who knows? Maybe they'll actually utilize them once they start pressuring stock. It also kind of looks like they're playing in like a couple people on this end, couple people on that end, not trying to hold the middle of the site at all.
Yeah, it looks like bar is just going to be wide open. So if they potentially get down underneath or inside of the gym, they might just be able to push up those kitchen stairs or down the kitchen stairs right into bar.
We'll see. Most teams, you know, I actually haven't seen a team attack the kitchen side on this particular site. It's not very common. They're trying to waste some time with the guys in strip. That's dangerous. They only have 1 minute left on the clock, and they haven't really established much of anything yet.
I don't think they've entered the bomb site yet.
No.
Or entered the building itself.
It looks like they're trying to take control of above, which means they're likely going to be going for a strip attack. Now, that's still advised, considering they don't have any control in strip, but we'll see if it works out for them, I guess.
So Panic's just double-checking that kitchen door leading into the bar, just seeing if there might be a flank from the side. But we do have Jaeger, or Jaeger was last seen, looks as though he might have moved. He's in the kitchen now. He was last seen inside of Cash, so I thought he might have tried to make a push on over. But right now,
looks like they forced out strip. They've got no Pengu's still in strip.
So taking a quick look over here, they've utilized a nade, it looks like, but didn't get it up and over.
30 seconds.
Wall hasn't been opened up just yet. 30 seconds left to go. Diffuser in the hand of Meepy. Now Blackbeard finally pushes in, able to get the kill onto both of the individuals inside a strip. Junis, however, still inside kitchen, holding the hallway down. Looking to see if someone's coming down the kitchen stairs. With that, Ellens is going to throw the smokes in. Enemy picks up the shot into Fabian. Zeronic also gets Fry, and with that, it's now a 4-on-1 as Junis is the last one inside of Kitchen Hall. Gets the shots onto Panics, and here he is. Diffuser has been planted. He's now rotated upstairs. He's going to try to drop or run outside. Will be detected, and Sledge will meet the fate, but Zeronic is there to land the shots onto Junis as he hops in through the window. It is going to be P-Ducks winning that attack round on the bar.
So, playing Ducks. Wow. Okay. Penta, they had the right idea. They were holding strip, and they held on to it for quite a long time. But playing Ducks, at the last 30 seconds, they push in, all simultaneously address the site, and they win their engagements. Penta's holding the long angles, and they lose the firefights, which ends up, they just tore Penta apart. They tore him asunder, and they ended up winning the round. Penta had that round. They had every advantage in their favor. 30 seconds on the clock, and they had just taken control of strip. They didn't even have strip wall open at the time, and all they had to do was hold for a couple more seconds. I'm surprised they lost that round, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think they reinforced strip wall, so it might have just been an easy ash charge to open it up instead of waiting the 5 seconds for them to plant and then another 5 seconds for it to go off. So,
yeah,
I think that aided in their success.
Well, see, the thing about a thermite charge on an unreinforced wall is you can just shoot it.
Yep.
I guess that just didn't happen, or I'm not sure what didn't catch it. But now we're going to be seeing playing Ducks on the bar defense, same as Penta. They will be opening up that strip wall preemptively to maybe obviously try and fall out. Now, you saw from Penta, they had 2 people playing in strip, and as soon as they got cut off, they were dead men. They didn't do anything. Sure, they wasted some time, but they didn't actually aid the round after that. So they will be opening up a crawl hole out of strip into pool to hopefully be able to get away once the pressure is really on. And I'm guessing, seeing from Penta, we have a Montaigne. It's going to be a stock attack, all but certain. I'm not sure why else you would actually bring him. Yeah, this is going to be a stock attack. And now they're going to be dealing with a Valkyrie with a Spaz 12. Now that's a formidable enemy. So,
but a very nice drone spot from Fabian.
Yeah, and it is enemy. But yeah, no, we'll see if it works out for them.
Ooh, another good cam placement from both teams here.
They have so much information on each other.
Now, enemy knows he's going to hold it here. I don't know if he saw the Montaigne just yet, but they do know that it looks like a push is going to come from this side. He spotted Thermite. It looks as though Junis might have taken quite a bit of damage upstairs, though. He did. He's down to 60 health as he pushes on into Cash Room. Down is going to be Castle. Can he land the shots? Doesn't get the engagement completed. Nade will go out from Junis, though. Right there. And oh, Panics gets hurt even more. He will try to play cat and mouse. Gets caught from running away. Junis able to get the first kill of the round here with still 2/2 or 2/3 of the round left to go.
Yeah.
Now, enemy still inside of that stock room, waiting for a push on in. Spots Pengu moving on into garage. Hasn't spotted anyone over towards the door of his right. Junis is going to throw another nade in. It looks like he might be thinking there's someone going to be by the lobby. Gets rid of the shield by the main entrance doorway. And here we have Zeronic holding an angle. This I like. This is what you were talking about from Stripper into
all the way into B site. So even if you invest people over here, you can still have control of the other site.
Now, let's take a look at Fabian as he is going to rotate around. Enemy right on the other side of the door. Now, Fabian's drone either was killed or they're going to re-drone it here. I want to say that Aiga's drone
he saw that
spotted there. He finally sees it.
Does he still have C4?
Oh, and enemy will finally get the shotgun shells onto Thermite. Finishes him off. It's now 4-on-4 in the upper hand here. A shotgun against a Montaigne that's full shield. We're going to have to see how this plays out. Waiting to hear the barbed wire and bait enemy out.
So they don't have C4 up close, so all they have to do is do what the original plan was, plant behind the Montaigne.
But with that, I don't think Blackbeard held onto Diffuser, just didn't have it. There's the kill from enemy and Elms. There's going to be Junis peeking in from the side of kitchen entrance into stockroom. Finishes off, but the Diffuser and Shield have been both downed. 30 seconds left to go. It's now all up to Fry, who's been injured, and Junis pushing on into bar. We still have Zeronic inside a strip, looking towards, doesn't spot him just yet. Elms, though, looking for it. He knows Junis is around, but it will be, it looks like Zeronic coming in from behind from Strip Hall, finishes off Junis for the kill and for the win.
Yeah, so what ended up happening there, it looked like Penta had the right idea with their attack. They didn't just force Montaigne in. They wasted Valkyrie's C4 by trying to take above first and bait it out. That was very smart. But what ended up happening is because Valkyrie got that kill onto Thermite behind, they had a Montaigne to cover the plant. They had, I think it was a Blackbeard to actually initiate the plant, but nobody to cover the Blackbeard when Valkyrie just tried to sidestep the Montaigne. Because, yes, he has a shield. He is blocking the long angle from the guy with the MP5 looking from stage. But he cannot stop a shotgun from just stepping around him and shooting the planter. And as such, because they didn't have that third player, because of that pick from Valkyrie early on, they ended up losing the round.
So with that, Playing Ducks showing that they know what to do here on Clubhouse. It is 3-1 right now, but it was 3-1 last time in Playing Ducks' favor. Penta was able to come back, get it in their favor, 4-3, tie it on up 4-4, and now they ended up winning that first round. So here it is, 3-1, Playing Ducks ahead, but not in the not winning just yet.
No, like you said, they have the advantage here, but now we're going to be seeing Penta going back to the basement. This is the one round that they actually managed to win, so we'll see if they manage to bring it back here. They will be on the attack for the basement themselves on the next round, regardless of whether or not they win. So it's going to be a toss-up. If they can win this, yeah, they will bring it to 3-2, but then they have to address the basement, so it's probably going to be 4-2, but we'll see.
See, I like I'll call it cheekiness, but I think it's just...
They're going to drone this, and he's going to run away.
They will drone it potentially, but right now, Junis is in a spot where you don't typically look. You will basically say, okay, I'm looking at the doorway, I'll just fall right down. But Junis is prepping for it.
Yeah, and there's a drone. And there he goes. Bye-bye. Yeah, no, you're right. He was trying to get a little cheeky there. He was trying to maybe go unnoticed and get a pick. But no, I'm sorry. This match means too much. The attackers are going to take every single precaution they possibly can.
And we see the stock hatch getting opened up by Meepy. And he's going to rotate over to bar and open up the bar drop, which is right above Junis, who rotated from the garage ladder into the memorial room. Now Elms is going to drone him out as well. It seems like Junis just can't find a still spot to sit in, which might just be the perfect strategy. They don't know exactly where he's going to reside.
It's pretty easy for Playing Ducks in this situation to understand. I think really for the most part, when you're talking about a basement attack, the places that a defensive operator is going to be sitting, they're pretty generic. And the way that the attackers are going to be attacking, again, pretty generic. That's just how this site operates. It really just comes down to execution of strategy and whose is better. The timing is a big factor too.
Yeah, we see Junis behind the A bomb site, keeping an eye here on Iga. Iga's got the first angle that an attacker would see when coming around the doorway.
He's holding it pretty oddly. This is kind of exposed.
We'll have to see. 60 seconds left to go. Not too much engagement between the two teams just yet. Flashbangs go out. Gas grenade will follow. Elms is also going to drop here as his teammate drones out for him. But I'm very cautious of an attacker trying to push that when there could be a shotgun on the other end. They just don't know. Sledge is going to peek it with the shoulder, throws a nade in, but doesn't get the kill. Iga able to land a couple of shots, picks off the kill from, or Junis picks off the kill into panics. And there will be Iga finishing off Elms. It's now Penta, upper hand, 5-3 right now. We see Meepy landing 1 kill onto Iga. Junis is going to try to land some more shots, get another kill, just can't yet. 30 seconds left to go, a 4-on-3 right now. And Sledge is going to try to push on in very nice and slow. Prone doesn't see anyone just yet. Looks in through the garage tunnel. Does he see Pengu? He doesn't. He's going to turn the corner Prone a little bit more, but will be picked off as Junis comes on in. Pengu picks off a kill. It is now all up to Zoronic. He turns his head at the wrong time. Fabian able to get Zoronic down and out for the count. Penta now 3-2.
And that's kind of, I guess, what we all expected. I mean, it is a basement of defense. We talked about this before. The same exact thing happened that round that happened the previous attack round on the basement for Playing Ducks. They were trying to pincer Church, and the guys in blue just could not establish themselves. They kept getting picked off. Well, there was only one guy in the blue this time. Then they tried to put 4 people going into Moto. One of them tried to go down the hallway. That's exactly where the defenders are looking. And yes, I understand. There's not variation. There's not much variation on the basement. There's not many options for the defenders to actually look at. So yeah, you have to challenge them where they're looking. But what you need to do first is you need to establish yourself. If you're going to push into Moto, you need to establish yourself in blue to deny the Church angles. Because otherwise, then you're just pushing into a death trap. There's no way you're going to win that. So it just looks like they didn't invest enough time into taking control of blue. Not enough resources. I would have liked to see probably from that Capitao, instead of just dropping dry as he did, maybe lay down some smokes. Maybe he might have laid down smoke. We didn't see it, but he got killed on the drop, so it didn't matter. Got to do something. You have to have control of blue before you push an emote. You can't do it dry. You're going to lose that engagement every time.
We are seeing a Caveira here by enemy.
Okay.
I'm curious as to where this is going to come into
roam?
play.
Are we going to see a roam on basement?
Very possible. I mean, you would typically see other operators be chosen if you're not going to roam, but footsteps are a big deal with roaming, and so I can definitely see how a quiet operator such as Caveira could be chosen. But staying inside a kitchen?
No, I can see it. I can see it because everybody just assumes kitchen is clear, and it takes it doesn't take extra time to drone it, but you're not going to drone it thoroughly. If you are going to drone it, most people, what they'll do is they'll drive their drone by the door, they'll look in, they won't see anything because enemy's sitting in this corner. Yeah, no, he's going to go unnoticed. Nobody knows that enemy is sitting here, and Thermite might get caught off guard.
Thermite's actually, looks like he might go around to the construction entrance.
Okay.
So he opened up stock. Looks like they're going to open up construction, go for a twin peek or a twin push from those two sides.
And this makes a little bit more sense. Instead of trying to pincer church, they're going to be trying to pincer armory, which you have a lot more options there, because what can you do with a pincer on armory? You set someone in the kitchen, open up from above.
Ooh, enemy gets the first kill. They weren't thinking about it. And as I moved right off of her, she's able to get that shotgun right onto the face of Buck.
Now, see, here's how that actually kind of ruins their attack from Penta, because the way that this attack works is that you stick your Buck in the kitchen, you open up above, you deny that entire back of B site. Then they don't have any option but to push into the crossfire that you've established from construction tunnel and blue. You know, it's pushing them into the meat grinder. But now they've lost their push. They have no way of getting them into that meat grinder because they can just sit in the back of the sites now.
Now we see a push from Fabian and Iga. They're going to move on in. Fabian's going to try to get their shots. Pre-fires, but Thermite is the final one that pushes in and gets the kill. Oh, and the C4, though, will down Iga, but... I'm sorry, will down Fabian, not Iga. But will be picked up by Iga here in the kitchen hallway. Now, they've wasted a lot of time. They aren't looking like they're going to push construction just yet. They might move on over later on. There are 60 seconds, though, remaining in the round. Fabian's picked up the diffuser, pushing on down the main stairs, where Junis is now holding the angle, waiting for possibly a peek here from Zoronic. Zoronic's going to hop on over, expose his head to the right side. Fabian, though, Junis finally able to land the shots as he peeks on through the doorway. Maybe inside inside of the church. Door finally gets opened up. Fabian finishes off the cam, moves on in, and we've got Castle right on the other side waiting to see if Fabian is going to be there. Now we're going to see a quick hit here in just a moment. Takes a look. Panic's just waiting to hit the doorway.
Do it.
20 seconds to go. He pushes on in, though. Finally opens it up, but Junis hears it. He turns around and lands the shot. They trade each other. And with that, Fabian will finish him off, try to pick up his own teammate. He's going to say, no, I'm actually going to get the diffuser down. There's not enough time. Meepy's trying to get on in. Does he look left? He doesn't get it in time. The diffuser will be planted. The push from Pengu on the side will go down. Fabian gets a kill to Elms. It's now all up to Smoke. Meepy inside of church. He's got to get the shots on. He spots Fabian. He finishes him off. It is now all up to Iga. Iga's over here in the main hallway looking for Meepy. Meepy, is he going to take the hard angle or the short angle? Let's see what happens. Meepy, he's got to push on in. He decides he's going to go over through and push on into Arsenal. He spotted Thermite. Can he get the kill, though? He's going to try to hit it. Is he going to fake? Iga not pushing in yet. Meepy going for it here. He's going to go for the final shots. Iga's going to try to push in, but he wall bangs the headshot. Great job by Iga. But Panics finally gets the kill into Eunice. And there it will be. Penta securing around, tying it back up. 3-3 right now.
Now, that was a good attack from Penta, but honestly, it was a worse defense from Playing Ducks. Now, what happened there, Playing Ducks, they had the advantage in the beginning. They got the pick onto that Buck, which denied Penta their meat grinder. So Penta abandoned it. They didn't try to hold on to their strat, despite the fact that they didn't have many other options, and instead, they just decided to do the unexpected. And it's the same thing that Playing Ducks has been doing, basically, the same exact attack Playing Ducks has been doing this whole time. The difference is it worked for Penta. They forced out the angles, they won the engagements, and it ended up going in their favor. Now, interestingly, I think pretty much the main reason that actually worked for them was because we didn't see any reinforcements on that armory wall up close near to the stairs. Now, typically, that's going to be there to deny what exactly just happened. An Ash charge through the armory wall, allowing the attackers to just walk straight down the stairs and right into the site.
See, I think Playing Ducks actually had that last round.
Yep.
Except for the downed enemy that was inside of Arsenal. Gave away, hey, he's hitting it for good, he's faking, he's going back and forth. You get rid of that quote unquote camera.
Oh, you're talking about on the clutch?
Yeah.
It wouldn't have mattered because, to be honest, what we saw there from Thermite is he would have been able to hear it anyway. He would have been able to hear it, and we saw all he had to do was spray the wall. He had no exposure on that hold.
Mm-hmm.
What needed to happen was their smoke needed to aggress onto the Thermite. The only place he really could have been in that situation. He knew he wasn't in the site. He knew he couldn't have been blue because the attackers weren't aggressing from blue. He knew he couldn't be in church because he was playing in church. The only position he could have actually been playing was exactly where he was playing. So it just seemed like his process of elimination was a little bit off.
All right, and we're going to see another split hold here. Penta holding on to that strip club, and Junis over here inside of the CCTV room.
Mm-hmm.
Zaronic looks like he wants to push in, I want to say, into the office by gym and master bedroom, but looking to see if someone's going to push on out. Potentially Junis, though.
Playing Ducks was up earlier, 3-1. It is now 3-3. This is the moment Playing Ducks needs to lay down the law. They need to push back for that momentum they had earlier in the match. This is their chance. They are attacking on the bar.
All right, and they feel as though they've pushed Junis back out of the sight, so with that, Blackbeard, he's holding on to it, but I don't think he necessarily needs to just yet. Stick a drone in there, have someone else watch it potentially as you push on in. Elms is downstairs, right outside by the trash exit, looking into stocks. Gas grenade's going to go off. That's 1, 2 left for smoke to go. Still half the round remaining.
Mm-hmm.
So we still have one defender inside a strip club. Looks as though Doc has moved on over to the stairwell. Will finish off Blackbeard. Oh, he doesn't. The headshot from Meepy just finishes off Pengu. What a save by the shield.
One more bullet, Pengu would have secured that kill and probably given his team a huge leg up. Blackbeard down and out, that's huge.
Definitely. And so, Meepy, I think, wants to get this wall opened, but he's going to take the drone and figure out just what might happen.
Accidental flashbang onto himself.
There it is. So, Iga, inside of the strip club, still holding on to the angle. Zaronic finally spots him. They spot each other.
46 seconds.
Now, are they going to continue to go for a pusher? There's 3 of them out there with Diffuser. Fry's behind the bar. Junis is on the back stairs, and Fabian's inside of the main entry point.
This is the same exact setup that we saw from them last time on this attack. And it worked out for them then.
Iga finally lands the shots onto Ash, who pushes in, but will be easily picked off by Thermite flanking from behind. Meepy's now gotten 1 kill down, and it's a 4-on-3. 20 seconds left to go. Enemy playing Sledge, able to pick up the kill onto Fabian behind bar. Zaronic finally gets Fry. It is now all up to Junis, who's over here in the garage, mysteriously just tucked away. Now, enemy tries to go for the shots, turns the corner, lands the bullets, and Junis will go down. Playing Ducks now on match point 4-3.
This is good from Playing Ducks. Like you said, match point, bringing back the momentum on the bar attack. They set themselves up in pretty much the same exact way they did last time, and it came just as close with that timer almost on the last seconds before they actually managed to win the round. But again, it works out for them, so hey, whatever. Now we're going to be seeing from Playing Ducks. They have every advantage here. They will be defending Church Arsenal room. Can they make it work? Will they be able to lock out this map and bring it to a 1-1? Now, if they bring it to a 1-1, that's going to put both of these teams at, it's going to be a slim chance of actually going to LAN. We'll find out. And I think if, I think it was Sisu.
Sisu was at top with 12.
So yeah, if
these 2 teams are at 11.
If Sisu ties with Youngtis, we're probably going to be, if these guys tie and Sisu ties with Youngtis, we're probably going to be seeing Sisu and Youngtis at LAN.
Well, Youngtis would actually be tied with these 2 teams then.
Well, see, the thing is they have one more match.
They do.
And I don't know for a fact, but if I were to venture a guess, and we'll just venture a guess for the sake of today, I would expect the other match that Youngtis has to play to be a 2-0. I think it's against E-Punks.
Might be E-Punks or Unnight. I'm not entirely sure, but that was the Playdate number 6 game.
Yeah, and they didn't
just
actually
had
get
to
to play
be
it.
rescheduled. So here we have Elms trying to go for a peek out towards construction. This window sometimes is looked at, sometimes it's overlooked, but I think Penta actually utilizes this to try to watch out for a flank if they're going to drone up top.
So it was E-Punks. So yeah, Youngtis is going to be playing against E-Punks. Oh.
Ooh, the push in Elms versus Capitao. Capitao downs him. And now he's very cautious. There's the C4. Ow, very tricky.
That was a mistake by Playing Ducks, having their Rook still be up there at this time.
Ooh, the trade there, though, from Panics underneath. Great job, Panics holding it down, able to at least make the best out of that bad situation for him.
You're right. That was really good from Panics. They did bring it back for, managed to trade it out. Capitao off the table, that's huge. But at the same time, they really should not have had their Rook up there for any reason whatsoever.
You can tell Rook was definitely caught off guard by Elms pushing in so quickly as Capitao. We've got Zeronic down here looking towards that. There's that little pixel angle. He spots the feed, but doesn't give away his position just yet. Waiting for Blackbeard to actually get into his sight. So we're going to keep an eye on here because I think Pengu might go for the shots. Ooh, little bit of a miss shot by Zeronic. Right onto the head of Pengu was where he was aiming, but can't land it.
It's pretty difficult to hit that shot through that little crack. It's a lot easier if you're up close, but he's just not risking it.
So now Pengu knows where he's at. He's very cautious of it, but he still exposes his right side through the crack again.
Interesting decision from Pengu deciding to back off there. He had himself established as a Blackbeard. In that situation, you have a very good chance of winning your engagements, even against a shotgun.
Now, Zeronic's gotten a lot closer to the wall, waiting to see if Blackbeard's going to push in, and he'll be able to get that close angle onto him. But we already see Blackbeard rotating around outside. Looks as though he might be trying to come through construction now.
Looks like, I think they had the blue drop open and they had the construction open. Again, this is the meat grinder strat. You're trying to force them out of the back of the site, push them into your crossfire. But I'm not sure if that's going to work because you don't have control of blue. And also, you're playing someone on the stairs. So this is an interesting strat.
We're going to have to see how it plays out because there are only 40 seconds left to go. It's still a 4-on-4 after that trade early on. Nade goes down, might cause a little bit of a distraction, but with 0 exothermic charges left, not quite sure where they're all going to make a push from. We see Pengu here inside of the cave tunnel. He's now given away his position without doing any damage just yet.
Oh, you
Panics,
can see him.
though, gets him as he tries to throw the smoke grenade out. And that's going to be a nice kill right onto Pengu. Enemy, though, able to get the shot on a Fabian. A knife from Fry will try to trade off and do as little trade-off as possible. But Meepy there to get 1 kill. Can he get the second? He goes for the knife and misses. Buck is there, though, to pick it up. Panics finally gets the trade down. And that's going to be Playing Ducks winning 5-3 against Penta Sports.
Interesting from Penta. It's, that's really weird. I thought that they had every opportunity to win that round. They established themselves. They got the early pick on the Rook. Sure, they got traded back for the Capitao, but he's not the most important person in that attack. What I would have liked to see from them is just a more coordinated assault. It seemed like they were all over the place. They didn't know what they were trying to achieve with that attack. They needed